What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me for another episode of Candy Secrets Talk Show. And I am your host, Miss Vibrations. You already know. Give me a heart and a thumbs up when you are here. Don't forget to share the show. Don't forget to tell your friends, because you are going to be in for a treat tonight with Ryan Dunston, okay? From the Ryan Dunston podcast. We're going to get into some things. I'm going to let him introduce himself, okay? Hold on. Go ahead. Introduce yourself.
All right. Well, I'm Ryan Dunston. I am a community outreach coordinator for Hometown Lenders. I am a mentor with helping our youth achieve. I am a business owner, Dunston and Associates. I have a lovely wife, 3 boys, living life, just trying to be better in every moment that I can be.
The nigga is great, okay? That's all I can say. Like, he is talented. He is so talented. He's doing so much. I had this discussion placed on my spirit, okay? And I wanted to talk about, men needing a safe place. Like, because you are the mentor, because you are always speaking out, you are positive. In your podcast, y'all make sure y'all go check out, Ryan Dunston podcast, okay?
Words from a humble king, please do.
And he is just so phenomenal and so open. And you aren't afraid to be vulnerable. He's not afraid to be himself. So I really wanted to have this discussion with somebody that I knew would stay on track, stay on topic with it, wouldn't be afraid, wouldn't shy from it. And I love the fact that you don't place the blame onto women when it comes to the mistakes in relationships, when it comes to, men battling their own demons, when it comes to all of that. I've never heard you not one time blame a woman and shift it on that. And that is what I love. At the end of the day, okay, that's fine. That's on her end. Sorry, your commercial. That's on her end. Y'all already know what we do over here. These are the little businesses and, having a safe space. And I just felt like, I know you're going to be honest and you're going to give it.
Absolutely.
So, what does it mean to have a safe space? You guys give me a heart and a thumbs up when you get here. Don't hesitate to drop it in the comments below. And I want to know, what does that mean for a man to have a safe space and things of that nature?
Well, I'd say whether you're single or whether you have a relationship, just to make a comment on or respond to what you originally said, not blaming a woman. I believe that energy is transferable, right? So, the better I become, the more my wife reacts to, the better I become, right? If I'm hurting, I'm in pain, I'm reacting out of trauma, I'm doing crazy stuff, right? And all of that translates into me wilding out with the women, flirting, all kinds of crazy stuff. But, if she's going to react to that king, you see what I'm saying? But if I change, if I get better, if I grow, she's going to react to that king. And energy is transferable. So whatever truth I put out into the atmosphere, you have to respond to. You can't act like I'm not that. So normally the women will conform and she'll trust, she'll feel safe, right? And she'll change. So as I change,
so does she.
Exactly.
I say that all the time. See, I preach it and I say it all the time that, as you grow, people either grow with you or they grow out of your experience.
Exactly.
And it's okay if we just stop growing, you know what I mean? But as you grow, you will attract different. You will become different. Yep. You will get different friends, different relationships, different family experiences, different life experiences, different experiences on the job. And it's just, and I love the fact that I can have this conversation with you too, because you know what I'm talking about. Like attracts like, you are what you attract. And a lot of people aren't comfortable enough or don't want to sit still with themselves to really see what's going on. So, I know that when it comes to relationships, from, just my platform and what I do and the conversations I hear with people, I'm always hearing a man blame the woman. Like, they are all like, okay, well, I feel like I'm jumping ahead. Hold on. Am I jumping ahead, y'all? I feel like I'm jumping ahead. I feel like I'm jumping ahead.
I come out of a single parent household, right? My mom raised me, right? And, she's a nurturer. So I never had a king.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So everything that I'm learning on trial and error. I'm making mistakes and I'm learning from them, right? Bumping my head and I'm learning from them. But I came out of my mom's household nurturing. But I ain't no nurturer. So, I respond as a nurturer.
Yeah.
Now that comes out in multiple ways.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So, for most men, if they coming out of how they come out of their household, they're going to handle every relationship or every situation through the pain, the trauma that they experienced in the past, right? Yeah. But they don't know that. Some men don't know they're hurt.
Some of them don't want to know.
Well, listen.
Or acknowledge it. Can we say that? They don't want to. I'm not a man.
Nah, because listen. When you offer truth is truth. It hits you. Okay. But I ain't never seen nobody say, I don't want to know that the sky is blue. I ain't never heard that. You give a man the truth and they normally respond to it because real recognize real.
Absolutely.
Right? So if I give you the truth, you may wrestle with it, right? It may be a planted seed, and then, if God comes to water that seed, that may happen in another season. I may never see it, but you cannot deny you can't tell me that the sky is burgundy. You just can't. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. And that becomes a man's process. Once a man receives the truth, once a man acknowledges the truth, accountability has to take place, a process, right? You're going to be angry in your process because you're mad, you was hurt, right? Yeah. But then it's all a process, and understanding that process is how a man comes out the other side. So to get to what you mean by, or to get to the safe place for a man to fall, it all becomes how he heals. You know what I mean? Because some men are not in relationships, but they still need to heal.
Right.
Right? And some men are in relationships and their kids are looking to them and all of that kind of stuff, but they need to heal. Right? So your safe place is not a place.
Okay.
Right? You feeling safe in today's culture, in today's society, is you healing and being comfortable with who you are and what you offer, right?
Oh, y'all hear you because you dropping jewels. You ain't hear that. Your safe place is goddamn with you, goddamn. Ain't that what you're saying? I'm sorry, That's what he said, okay? Give us a heart and a thumbs up. Hey, Instagram. If you are here with us. Hey, May, I see you. Hey, M. Shiree. Over there with the Ryan Dunston. I'm here. He got my little thighs up in the camera.
Stop.
Where is the jelly for all these rolls? But
Stop.
and I think that is the huge part that not just men miss, but people in general, that it starts with you. Yeah. It's you, and it's one thing. Like even when I go through things, and even with my life coach, she always say, it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Yeah. Like it's you. It's all you. You cannot take any of this stuff with you. Like you do the work on you, and everything else around you is going to grow with you or grow away. But you have to know that the end result is, it was needed to be done.
Right.
Right. It was needed to be done. And I just don't understand, what is it that for those who are in a relationship, why is that blame, you think, shifted onto, well, she this is the things that we've heard, right, as women. We're in a relationship. She let herself go. She stopped cooking, or she gained weight, or, we can't have sex. Y'all like little horny monkeys around here. Sex is like a big fucking thing on people's priority list these days. And it's like, that is that reason. It's never this is something I wanted to do. This is a choice that I made. This is something that's going on. It's like, well, I wouldn't have done it if you would have brushed your hair this morning. And it's just like, is that pressure that men place on a woman when they're in a relationship, is that too hard? Like, is fighting temptation that hard? Or tell me about it.
The truth of the matter is, you're constantly gonna fight temptation.
Okay.
Right? That's our culture, right? We have most healing is gonna be unlearning.
Yeah.
Right? And a portion of that unlearning is identifying what your weaknesses are, what you are tempted by, right? So that you can learn how to stay away from those things, manage those things, all of those kinds of things. But it all starts with accountability, right? Because if you don't acknowledge what you struggle with, you'll never fix it.
Absolutely.
You'll never fix it. So when I'm talking about women, right, that having a woman feel safe is normally the number one priority. But, right, let's say you want to change, but you're used to how I used to be. You see what I'm saying? But
So you ain't even let me grow because of any little infraction.
Once I begin to grow, once I begin to change, right? Let's talk about weight. Right?
Here he goes.
Let's
talk about weight.
A significant other, right? Whatever you come with, listen, I'm not saying that you can't be who you are and be how you want to be. What I'm saying is if your partner decides to go to the gym and better himself, you will, remember we was talking about everybody can't go where you going. Yeah. So let's say I start going to the gym, I start bettering myself, right? And now my wife is looking at me like, oh, he might start getting some attention. Or he might start bop, right? It's two things gonna happen. Either you conform to my change or you resent my change. Yeah. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna start arguing, fussing, and fighting over nothing. Yeah. We're gonna start arguing, fussing, and fighting over illusions because you don't want to change. But that's when you have to start to set. You might not be for me, right? Because I'm changing. Do you want to change? If you don't want to change, what can we do, right? And if I know my change is for the better, and I justify it through truth, then either you accept that or you don't, and that's the separation. Are you comfortable with that separation? Because she might not have been who you were supposed to be with, right? She might not have been heaven sent, right? You just made that choice because she might have had the fattest, it was all looks. Yeah. But for a man, I mean, listen, normally you trigger all of the change for your woman and for yourself when you decide to get better. And I've noticed, man, certain men, shout out to Boog, man, shout out to Aaron, he in there, he work out with his girl, you know what I mean? My wife, she works out, she doesn't work out with me, but her motivation is my motivation. I gotta keep up, right? I'm at work, I'm doing my thing, she like, man, he doing his thing, I gotta make sure I do my thing. You see what I mean?
But that's the thing, like you guys motivate each other.
Exactly.
You feed off of each other.
Exactly.
And you're not like, no, don't do this. You know what I'm saying? And I get that because I think that is dope. Like when you definitely have somebody and y'all are able to create that balance and y'all aren't looking at each other as competition or disappointment or, anytime there is an issue in a relationship, neither one of you are seeking to really go outside of that.
Right.
Like that takes a different type of level.
Right. And to be fair, right? Because I'm not saying it's cut and dry when a man should just leave his wife, because I've been able to, in moments, offer my wife truth to get her to trigger the change. Okay. Right? Being able to show her a different perspective.
So what's an example, if you don't have to go about you, but what's an example of, triggering that truth to get that change?
Oh, fear! Like, all right, kid. So I'm constantly. I've the way that I've gotten to where I am is doing things I'm scared to do. Okay. Right. So my wife, for example, she was so scared. She's getting ready to have an art show on. I'm proud of you, wifey.
Go ahead. Shout out, boo.
Shout out.
We proud of you, boo.
1869, man. It's gonna be a dope. We got an art show coming up on the 16th. That's actually this Saturday. It's gonna be cool. But she was petrified to do it. Right now, as a king, I have to be able to give her a perspective that shows her that she can lead. Right, right, but that comes from her feelings. All right, I'm scared, but I believe what he's saying because I'm safe.
Because she trusts you.
Exactly.
Woo,
I made a change for her.
Boy, you better.
I made a change for her.
Shout out, Mrs. Dunstan.
Right, and real, like I said, real will always recognize real. So as my energy begins to transfer, I have to, men, please, endure her imperfections. You got to endure her imperfections. Yeah. Because change is not easy. Change wasn't easy for me, right? And change is not going to be easy for her as well. But if you notice that she's striving, she's trying, like she really wants to, being able to read her energy, being able to read her spirit, then you can motivate her to do some things that she never thought that she would be able to do, right? And that all comes from me constantly trying to do something that I'm scared to do, right? And as I get through some of those processes, I understand how to go directly back to her and tell her how to get through it because I just got through it. Yeah. And you end up knowing exactly what to say. So her change ends up being
I know. Y'all give us a heart and a thumbs up. Y'all hear this man dropping these jewels tonight to CCS. Hey, the love. Hey, M. Shari. Hey, the love below. Hey, all of y'all. What's going on? Hey, Insta. This is deep. I love, I remember the very first time, for those who are new here and those who may remember, when CCS first started, Ryan came on. And, after Ryan came on to my show, I went to a function didn't even know people were paying me any of mine. And everybody had came to me and was like, that guy that was on your show, he is so phenomenal. He is dope. That was a good show. Like, he's a grown-ass man. You know what I'm saying?
I received that, but I received that. Yeah, thank you.
Seriously. And that always stuck with me because even then I was still in the beginning of my journey. And that's when I had took a whole transition in my life. And my spirit just loved you, dude. You know, it still does. So it was like, even there in that very first show, I'm going to repost that. Matter of fact, it's on the YouTube channel, Candy Coated Secrets. Go check it out, okay?
When you got all my mistakes, girl. Got me talking about every mistake I ever made.
But the fact that you did that, you know, I'm one of those, I recognize real, you know, and the fact that you did that was like, oh my God, you changed my perception on men. You know what I'm saying? And look at me telling him the nigga made an impact.
Man, I receive it, man. You don't notice it, and you don't notice. You don't notice who you are in the grind.
Yeah.
Because you're constantly trying to get better. So for me, I constantly feel little in every moment that I'm in because I'm constantly doing something I'm afraid of. Mm-hmm. So I don't get a chance to notice what y'all notice. Yeah. I don't get a chance to see what y'all see. Y'all see greatness. I see fear. Y'all see triumph. Y'all see overcoming. I see struggle. I'm tired.
Because when you're doing something, you beating up on yourself. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
And it was like in that moment, it was the fact that you changed me of how I looked like, oh my God, there is a man out here who will admit to stepping out with his relationship. I don't know if he redid it or not, but I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, there are some people who are not repeat offenders. You know what I'm saying? There are some people who have maybe lost everything and they've learned from a mistake they made. And then there's some who made a mistake and the people are like, yo, I'm done, you know? So you changed my perspective on that to know that, you know, a person has to want that for themselves.
Well, I gotta correct that, man, because it wasn't me that changed your perspective. It was the grace that my wife had. She was the one who had enough strength to endure my imperfections.
Okay.
Right? In order for us to become who we are right now.
Well, why you bring her so I can
right.
tell her
You need to be talking. She's the one that changed your perspective because she's the one that displayed a level of strength that I've never seen before.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
See, because you gotta see, like, growing up and stuff, and you just seeing bad relationships, or you hearing bad relationships, or you growing up in an absent house. Right. You know, when you finally come across somebody that's like, yo, I fucked up, I did this. It's like, well, goddamn, this nigga's different, you know? And I don't know, because I know for me, like, we always talk about deal breakers, and, you know, because I dealt with somebody who messed around, that cheating is now my deal breaker. You know what I'm saying? I'm not there to want to know if you gonna do it one time. You understand? Yeah. It's like no time. I'm telling you what it is. You could come and you could talk to me, and because it's all about communication. Yeah. And if I'm telling you this is my deal breaker, or if I'm telling you this is what it is, this could cause an issue, you know, don't touch that. You know, even though we know you tell somebody don't push the button, they push it. And I'm not aiming for anybody to be perfect, but it's just respect me and I'm gonna respect you. Sure. So when the fact that your wife stayed, you understand? My goddamn head is off, because if it was me, I wouldn't have been with you. You understand? Just to see, I wouldn't want to know what that outcome looked like, because the pain hurt too much. Yeah. If you know what I'm saying?
Well, let me ask you this, right? Because I get what you mean, right? And I don't disagree with any of it. But just let me simply offer you a different perspective. Who I am right now, my wife saw that 6-7 years ago. Mm-hmm. Right? So she stayed because she saw the potential in who I could become, who she knew I would become, right? And I'm talking about supernatural understanding. In her spirit, she knew exactly who I was going to be, right? So that's how she carried the entire traumatic situation, right? The one thing that turned my mind around is when I heard her say, how can't you know, how don't you know how much I love you?
Yeah, I remember you.
Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. And when I heard that, after she saw what she saw, it was just like, that's an illuminating. It's just a crazy amount of strength that you just simply never get a chance to. I never seen it. I've never seen it. And for someone to love you that much, you simply say to yourself, because ain't the sky blue? Yeah. I can't leave this woman. She got to be with me. I got to have her back. I got to have her back. Because she loves me that much.
Yeah.
Right? And then that's when I saw her potential. I saw who she was going to be, right? And then that's when agreement took place and we became who we were.
Yeah.
Who we were always meant to be.
So let's go to the comments, because Keith Vaughn said, my brother came a long way.
Hey, Keith. Vaughn, what's up, King?
Keith keep bluffing. Keith supposed to come on the show 100 times, child. Keith, when you see me on the big screen, don't be talking about, Candace, can I come on now? No, you can't. M. Shiree said, accountability is difficult because acceptance of old truths being not truth are hard to escape.
Yeah.
Help us process.
Men don't want to dig in the heart. Men don't want to dig in the heart, man. There's some things that we experienced in our past that we do not want to revisit. So we close them things away, we bury them joints, right? But the problem with that is, right, problems don't die.
What you bury is buried alive.
They grow roots. Them joints they grow roots. So you got roots all over. So you acting all kinds of crazy ways and you don't even know why you acting. And sometimes you absolutely say to yourself, like, yo, why am I like this? And that's when self-evaluation starts to happen. But you have to be accountable enough to understand, hey, yo, it is not my fault that I got hurt, but it is absolutely my responsibility to heal. I have to, because there's no other way that I'm going to be functional. There's no way that I can make the transition from dysfunctional to functional if I don't become accountable over things that was not my fault. And that's when you become a true king, because that's when you begin to truly lead. You can now endure problems that you can solve that wasn't your problem or wasn't your responsibility to solve. That's when responsibility, you can trust that man now with responsibility, because he's going to do the things that he doesn't have to do, but he just knows he can do, right? Things that are right? And all of that comes from the process that he goes through as he heals. You see what I'm saying? But it all starts with account. You have to be able to be accountable. You got to be vulnerable enough to say, I'm hurting.
Yeah.
I'm hurting, man. This is not my fault. Sometimes that looks crazy, right? Sometimes that's crying with some snot in your eyes. I mean, some snot in your face, all dripping off your lip before you go in the house because you don't want the kids and the wife to see you that way.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Sometimes that looks like anger, and you punching walls, and you in the gym. Why you think, Vaughn? Right? You're in the gym and you letting it all out on the weights, right? I used to tell Vaughn all the time, man, if these gym walls could talk, boy, that'd tell you a crazy story. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, like, you got to be willing to go through that. You got to be willing to learn how to feel. You got to be willing to learn how to process your anger, process your pain. Don't be afraid to cry, to let that energy out. There is no other way. You got to let it go. You know what I mean? And it ain't weak. It's just simply healing. It's not weak, it's healing. It's something that I must do in order for me to become functional.
And something that you said that was very good, but I think sometimes it's like a thin line, is the whole, you know, when you say you're able to recognize who your partner is and they can't see it, and you stay and you battle that out, you know? And then you have those who I truly believe takes advantage of that, you know, not knowing when to fold. You know what I'm saying? Like, help guide us into, you know, those who don't know how to fold, that don't know how to walk away. That's, look, I love you this much that staying with you is hurting me so bad, you know, because I see your potential. Because sometimes potential and growth will leave you disappointed.
Oh yeah, you wrestle with potential is painful.
Yeah, that'll leave you disappointed. Yeah. But it's like, your person has to also be putting the work in.
Without doubt.
So how is it that when you get to that place that's inevitable, you know?
We getting ready to get deep. All right, so
look. Because it's like, if you telling me to stay and get through this, because, you know, I'm going to rewind the footage when we fuck up. It's like Ryan said from the Ryan podcast, I'm supposed to see what you don't see, okay? You know, and you seeing it. And sometimes I just want people to know you can see that. But sometimes you have to realize that this just may not be for
without
you.
Without a doubt. Like, all right, so I'll say this, right? If, let's say my wife began to gain weight.
Okay.
I couldn't leave her because I'm invested.
Okay.
I love her too much.
Y'all got them fucking keys.
Right. It's not gonna be right, but there's a change in her habits.
Okay.
And whys matter.
Right? Tell
them. Wives
matter. He said.
Yeah, man, because that's how. If I find reasons, a lot of times, sometimes you can't until you get the gift of hindsight. But for this situation, if my wife makes a change that doesn't seem normal to me, I'm going to identify it, right?
Okay.
So that's when covenant comes in, right? Because in covenant, sometimes I bring 75 and she brings 25, but then sometimes she brings 80 and I bring 20, right? And then there are times where we are 50-50, right? But in that moment, I can identify pain in her. You have a change in your habits. What happened? Let's talk, because there is a change in your habits, right? And then we begin to process the truth together. You know what I mean? And once we do that, you feel safe to do that with me. And if you do, like as a man, if you say to yourself, all right, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to fight with this truth with you, then it becomes y'all tag teaming that thing, and I'm able to do for you in moments that you can't do for yourself, right? But the problem is most men and most women are not married to the ones that they're supposed to be married to. For my wife, she was heaven sent. It was just, she is who I am in woman format. Right? Human, woman, man, woman, human, right?
Preach,
it's all the same. All right, so listen, I'm not
preach, pastor.
I'm not no pastor, don't do that, y'all. But listen, I'm not no pastor, but listen. No, seriously, she is who I am in woman format. She's broken like I'm broken, right? But we all
broken pieces, other broken pieces.
Boom. And but if I am who she is in woman format, I know exactly how to fix her.
Ooh, go.
It's easy to do.
Tell them, repeat these lines. Right, y'all take notes. Get a book. If
I am who she is in male format, then that means that I can identify her pain because I'm hurting with her.
Ooh.
I'm hurting with her. I feel your pain. Like, I want you to be okay. And I come in the house sometimes and I'm trying to be okay. Your energy's off.
Be like,
let's get some wine. Let's take a ride. And that's the dopest thing about my wife, yo. So she just knows, man. She knows, and that's and vice versa. I know, like, nope, that's off. What's going on? Hold up, everything stop. Let's fix. Like, all right, what you need a couple of days to process? Okay, but we coming back to this in a few days because that's
healthy communicating.
Exactly.
That is really communicating.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And a lot of times in relationships, that is the biggest key that is missing.
Yeah. But it took pain to get to that.
Yeah.
It took pain and trauma to get to that.
That's dope.
Right? Because if you can't endure the hardships, you do not get to your promised land. You don't get a chance to see who you could be if you can't endure the pain that you got to get through. Right? Because as I stated, she was hurt like I was hurt. So she got to get through some pain like I got to get through some pain, right? And how dare me say I'm the only one hurt in this relationship, not you. Like, nah, it don't work that way.
Yeah.
Right? Yes, as I change, she changes, but as I change, I help her change because I get through the process and because I got through the process.
And it's not and I think this too, because people naturally, when somebody is telling us something about us, we are defensive. Especially when somebody is telling you something you've done to them, you get defensive. Give us a heart and a thumbs up, you guys, if you are here, share. We here. I ain't gonna call him Brother Ryan. But
no, don't do that.
Ryan, he is a preacher to me.
No, I'm not.
But he is I love him. I go to the Ryan Dunstan podcast. Seriously.
Oh yeah, that's the Ryan Dunstan podcast. Words from a Humble King.
You're dope. You know.
Thank you.
And it's like when you're in these relationships and it seems sometimes a woman is more of the one that wants to do the talking and communicate.
Absolutely.
And men, shield it off. Like if there is more conversation and more, hey, let me get here with you, and accountability and owning that I play a part in whatever may be hurting you and vice versa, and put that defense down, I think that a lot of times, like, relationships and people will make more progress.
Yeah, well, she gives me, yes, because I'm exactly that way. Like, I'm the guy, as men, and y'all can agree, like whoever's in, I don't even know what the chat, you got so many screens going on. Whoever's in the chat, right? As men in the chat, let me know, right? Because as a man, we are problem solvers.
Okay.
Right? So we have to have it figured out first before I talk, right? But that's backwards because we are in backwards culture. So as I was told, the true definition of a man was to never cry, got to provide. I had to have it together. I can't be in front of you and not have it together. I have to solve my problem first. But if she is the one who is the other half of me in a woman format, she knows how to heal me. But am I vulnerable enough to allow her to see that pain? Am I okay with letting her see how broken I am?
Yeah.
Right? Am I
able to admit that
Exactly.
to myself first?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And but see, the thing is, the problem is, as a man, we know how broke we know how we hurting.
Okay.
We do. We might not know all that we dealing with, but we know something ain't right, and we know it's significant, and we know it's dictating our decision making and our trauma, our pain, and everything, right?
Okay.
But if we understand how broken we are, why would we want anybody to see that?
Okay.
Right? That's it's a natural reaction to hide, to shield, to bury.
Yeah.
But if I let my wife get to it, if I let my wife nurture it, right?
And help you with it.
We get through it. But the problem is, sometimes I have to have it figured out for her, which is backwards. And I'm working on that. I'm actually working on that right now, right? We're dealing with so much. It's a lot on my shoulders. And as I try my best to evolve, grow into this big coat that Father gave me, right? It's a process. And sometimes I go through, like, you fail into your success. And as a man, like, I was broken in a way that I feel like, okay, I'm behind. I ain't had no father. I had to do this. I had to do that. Blah, 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 blah. I ain't got no time to fail. So when you fail, it hits that much harder because you feel like, time is of the essence. I ain't got no time to fail. Mm-hmm. But the reality is, how will I learn my lessons? How will I learn how to exceed if I don't make those mistakes, right? So, but the thing is, when I come home, fellas, if you lead your wife correctly, it's a meal on the table and you didn't have to ask for it. You don't even have to expect it. She wants to do those things for you because she understands how you hurt. She understands what you need. She's you in female format, right? So if she identifies my energy is off when I come in the house, come on, we got to take a ride or sit down, bop.
What's wrong? Talk to me about
it. She'll even tell the kids, hey, y'all need to go upstairs for a minute, and she'll set the atmosphere, light some candles for me, right? Get me some wine and get me something I like to eat, right? Because she knows what I need from the woman's perspective, right? And then and she eases everything out for me, and then eventually I feel comfortable enough to say, babe, this getting on my dang nerves. This is boom, 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 and this and this and this and this and this and this. And then I find myself hashing stuff out. But sometimes you just don't want you want to have it figured out for her. Mm-hmm. You want to have it figured out for your family. You want to have it together. You want to make sure that they know that I can be the man to lead you. Mm-hmm. But your woman is your spine.
So for those, because you's married, he's married, y'all fucking stop bidding in the comments. He's already on the market. You gotta go find your own king. But you know what I mean? Just with that, for those who aren't married, and they always say, can a good woman recognize a good man, and can a good man recognize a good woman?
Energy is transferable.
Help, give some words to those who aren't married, who may be dating or seeing in a relationship, and is having an issue with that. Whereas those, help them recognize they have a jewel.
Well, first of all, healing is the best part, right? Because if you heal, you understand who you are, but then you understand what you're compatible with, right? Because then you understand who your second half is going to be. Mm-hmm. You understand who you are and what you need, right? So when you go on a date and you get a red flag, you start to process, can I let this red flag go by? Or is this oh hell no? Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? It's natural. It becomes natural because once the you that you didn't know was out there comes to you, it's a click. It ain't nothing that you have to fight for, right? Yes, there will be issues along in the relationship, but that initial spark is normally like a puzzle piece, right? So I would say just focus on healing, and once you heal, you put different yous into the atmosphere. Right, and what you put out into the atmosphere normally comes back, right, and it's organic. It's nothing that you have to try and do. So you pull. That is so true. It's a gravitational pull to you, the one that was always supposed to be with you. The way I met my wife was crazy. I accidentally met her.
Really?
Yeah, man. She lived in Harford County, and she found her way with one of her friends in East Point Mall. What the hell are you doing in Dundalk? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like a gravitational pull. You really do. Like as you heal, the you comes to you.
Yeah.
You just comes to you. So I just say focus on yourself, man. I don't claim to be no love doctor, nothing like that.
No.
Right?
But it's true.
The truth is if you
truth.
just simply work on you, everything else just kind of happens organically.
And I can vouch for that, just the whole spirit thing. And as you grow, things change because, I was with a compulsive goddamn creeper. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But my last relationships and things like that I've experienced, like, I didn't have that experience any further, at least to my knowledge. So it's like, I do believe that as you grow and you start to pass these tests that you're given, because you take you everywhere you go.
Yeah.
You could change the people, you could change the relationship, you could change the friends, but if you aren't changing you, you're still going to attract everything that you are that's deep down, inside. And as you grow, certain things just grow out of your experience and you no longer experience those things. You know what I'm saying? But it's a process to get there.
Sure.
And you got to be woke. You got to be willing to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And growing is painful. It's not fun. But the glory outside of the pain is like, oh my God, this is a beautiful place. I'm glad I went through this.
Yeah. I'll say this, man. I'm in a process right now as I begin to balance all that I have. Mm-hmm. I am learning how to redefine what pain really means and how it really feels. Mm-hmm. Right? Am I really hurting or am I changing? Right? Am I evolving? Am I growing? Right? Or do I feel something that's just simply torturing me? Right? Right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do I look around and actually judge the reality? Mm-hmm. Or do I judge it through my feelings? Right? Because I can say all day, I don't feel like dealing with this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but what is it doing for you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And your pain it just forms who you're supposed to be, right? That's the reason why they say pain is purpose. Pain is purpose. It's purpose in your pain. It's purpose in your pain. What you're going through is because of a change that you are trying to make. Struggle, if you're struggling, then that means you're actually evolving. Mm-hmm. You are still dealing with it. You are still fighting for it. Right? But people say, I don't feel like this no more, but they don't even know the ground. Yeah, they don't even know the ground they're gaining, right? Mm-hmm. Right? If you keep fighting, if you keep going for it, right? And I got, man, listen, man, I've talked to Aaron, shout out if he's still on there, I'm not sure. But man, me and him had some dope conversations about some grinds that we were both trying to climb into, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, you how do you process what you feel? Do you allow your feelings to make your choices for you? Or do you say to yourself, I'm going to redefine pain, all right? I'm feeling this. Faith is not a denial of your reality. I know people might not be religious on here, but faith is not a denial of your reality. It is a belief that what you see will change.
Absolutely. That's
right?
what faith is.
Exactly. So as you begin to struggle, you say, I'm struggling, or I'm struggling. This shit finna break for me.
Yeah.
Right? I'm still pulling. I'm still working at it. I'm still in the fight.
Of it.
Are you proud of the fact that I can't believe that I fought this long? Yeah. Are you taking inventory of what you're gaining in that struggle? Mm-hmm. Right? Are you saying to yourself, I'm developing character. I'm developing an I'm not gonna quit attitude and mindset. My mindset's changing. My whole delivery and my whole spirit, my whole who I am is changing, right? Are you saying to yourself, I'm learning how to fight with my anger. I'm learning how to process my pain. Yeah. Are you in that struggle? Are you taking inventory of all of the things that you're gaining while you fight for what you believe you should have, right? It's mindset. It's all in your head, right? And then that becomes your safe space to be as a man. Mm-hmm. Like seriously.
Yeah.
When you're walking around and you know who you are, there is no other feeling on earth
that can
like,
move you.
Oh my gosh, you can't because you just simply know who you are.
Yes. I want you to be me for today, and you're going to be able to read the comments. We're going to go to the comments. Because I told you, like, I love when he comes and when I have these conversations with him because I don't even be feeling like a host. You understand?
Really?
I don't even be feeling like I really love and
I don't
thoroughly.
want to bully your show. That's not what I meant to be.
You could never bully me. but no, like, I just enjoy it because you spitting some knowledge.
I appreciate
So it's just like, okay, I wish I could sit in the audience and just enjoy the conversation.
It's just simply
so one day what day you hosting by yourself? We're gonna work on that off the camera, okay? But it's just, this is why I wanted you here, because like it is just so pure, and you know, it's about experience. And like you say, you're not a preacher. You're just telling your testimony. Life. You're just speaking life and what's going on. And I love that. Like, I totally love that. So go to the comments, Ryan Dunston.
All right, how do we get to the comments? What screen is we on?
We're going to go on this screen right here. You know, hey, IG, you know, you're going to go to this screen right here. We're going to take these down, okay? Oh, hold on. I usually have everything all, like, put together. We're going to move this. Yo, make sure y'all go follow him, and go to his link in his bio on his Insta. There you go, his handle right there. You know, go ahead and read the comments to, you know, for the men today.
All right, so what we got? Changing the bad thing. Everybody hurts, and something is broken. No one is perfect.
So here we read. Look, so here we read the names, so you'll know.
Oh, okay.
We read the names.
Oh, my bad, Vaughn. I'm learning on the job. All right, Vaughn. Listen, bro, you right. Everybody's broken, man. Everybody dealing with something, and nobody is perfect. You know what I'm saying? That's actually, you know, the truth. That's the truth. Everybody's dealing with something. You know what I mean? But being able to handle that something, you know, is key. For me, I'm dealing with all kinds of personalities, right? But if I am who I am, I understand me and the ways that I'm broken. I now know how, all right, so when somebody comes to me and pisses me off, I know I struggle with anger. I know exactly what to do. You got to give me a moment, B. I got to walk away. You see what I'm saying? You just know what to do when you understand. Yeah. But that comes along with being accountable, right? And so if you can be strong enough, right, it's strength in letting another man have a moment.
Really?
It's strength in letting another man have a moment. And letting another man have the moment imperfectly. Okay. It takes strength to do. Because you have to have faith that that man is going to grow into your understanding. You do. But
then the words say, you know, not for your understanding, but for God's understanding.
Sure, but if you change, right, you're changing into who you were always meant to be. You're a planted seed. So you're actually changing into what God intended for you to be, right? Because you're supposed to do something that he put you here on purpose to do, right? So as you change, and the knowledge or whatever the experience is that you are putting out into that moment becomes exactly what God wanted.
Y'all hear that? Well, go ahead. He just flipped that. You know, look, everybody talking about, can I call one of you all? Yeah, so if you wanted to call, what you're going to do is you go put your number in the inbox of, you know, my
you
page.
Call on these things too?
And then I will freaking, you know,
she is dope,
let you in, or things like that if we choose. So go right here, read this. Look, Keith just got a whole lot to say.
What do you say?
Let's read this comment first. Read May. Hey, May Drea girl. Read her comment. So this comment's from May. And Ryan is going to read.
I need glad. I can't see.
You can't see that?
No, I can't get it.
Oh my! She said it's your own recipe. Make do with what you have to create what fills your soul.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah. You can only work at what you got in you, right? But what you got in you just simply evolves, right? So the way you're talking about it, you can only, it's your own recipe. You make do. What you mean make do? You evolve, you grow, you evolve into something bigger, something better. And you know, that make do becomes, I can be whoever I want to be. You know, I can be exactly who I was always meant to be. But you're right. In every moment, you just simply have to work with what's in you. That's authenticity at its finest, right?
Right here, just living. Can you see that? Said there's no recipe for the right relationship.
Nope, everybody gonna struggle. Okay. Me and my wife, man, we beef for years. Pain is purpose, right? Everything we ever been through is who we are.
I'm letting the men, look, I'm letting you talk to the men today. Hold on. You know, right here you go. Read this one.
The problem with people in today's time. Oh, where you moving?
I ain't moving, it's right here.
Oh, okay. All right, so the problem with people in today's time, no one really wants to admit their hurt and flaw. Oh, is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, because, culture's backwards. So everybody believes the way that they believe is right. They don't even know it's wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was wrong. Like, I needed a traumatic situation to stop me and say to me, hey, yo, it's time to
It's time.
either you gonna lose this woman or it's time to change. But I've experienced, like, either you gonna change or you gonna change or you won't be this loan officer.
Yeah.
Either you gonna change or you won't have this podcast.
Yeah.
Either you gonna change or you won't have this business.
Yeah.
Either you gonna change. So yeah, I mean, I would agree. Spot on.
Yeah, he said spot on. Let me see. Let's go up here to some more comments, you know. Keith, you're just talking today.
Man,
Chad.
frustrated, yo, bro. We gotta talk, bro.
Yeah, Keith ain't never been on here. You know, like this. You understand? Let me find out.
Bro, we gotta get to the gym, yo. What's up?
Yeah, here we go. Talk to Keith. Keith is battling right now.
All right, so that's selfishness. What does it say? Selflessness.
That's selflessness.
Yeah,
most people are selfish. There's a difference.
Yeah, they are. But as a king, you can actually combat that.
Okay.
Yeah, but you have to. So basically, that becomes a sacrifice of your feelings.
Okay.
Right, because you at that point you just have to be able to allow whoever he's dealing with that's in front of him to be imperfect, right? Humble yourself to allow her imperfections to, that remember I just told you, it takes strength to allow somebody else to have a moment.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So yeah, you're right, man. She may be selfish, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, you show her who she is through who you are.
We're gonna go to the phone. I'm gonna go to the phone and see. He said, "I got something to say."
Let me. They can talk.
I'm calling you now.
So you can talk through this?
No, I'm gonna go call him off of this one.
Okay.
I was gonna put him through this, but he might not want to be. You might not want to be seen. Hello, how you doing? Who is this?
Hey, what's up? This Just.
Hi, Just.
What's going on?
Nothing. Thank you for watching the show tonight. Are you enjoying it?
I've been trying to catch you forever. but my bro is speaking truth. But the thing is, it's all about perception and perspective.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
So, see, everybody don't have the same perception, so we don't have the same perspective.
Yep.
When it comes to relationships, you got to understand, like, now, let me give you a background on me and relationships, okay? So, I'm a single father. I'm divorced. I have custody of my son. Like, I went through a situation where I felt as though I was 100% open and honest and giving everything to a relationship, and the shit wasn't reciprocated. It was fake for probably 2.5, maybe 3 years. But after that, like, I acknowledged that it wasn't being reciprocated. Like, I feel as though we all have an expectation of the perfect mate.
Yeah.
But we don't want to be the perfect person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you take away the expectation of perfection, you know what I'm saying? Like love what loves you. Like what likes you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10, when you go and you search for what it is that you want, you don't find that. What you find is you find yourself judging a person for less than what you expect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when you love what loves you, what likes you just for you, who you are, like, regardless of whatever place you are in life or whatever, like, when you accept that, then you're dealing in a recipe of love, because then the nature of the whole relationship is different.
Yeah. Hey, Just, man, listen, I wanna commend you, King. Way to stand up and take care of the things that that you know you needed to take care of, no matter how hard it was. So I salute. And then,
Hey, bro, I appreciate it, but my nigga, is what's supposed to be done.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I just learned from a situation. Like, with my oldest daughter, she was taken away from me, and I said that shit would never, ever happen to me again. I learned the system. I learned the law. I started studying. And, like, when I committed to my wife, I committed, but I knew, just in case this shit go bad, I know what I need to do to make sure that I'm not going to be stressed out. Like, because I love my son. My son upstairs right now. You hear me? He upstairs right now. If we went live, I'll show you a picture of him where I got books with fucking where we study, we do all his pre-K. I am his pre-K teacher. You hear me? But I thank you for acknowledging it, but that's what we supposed to do.
Absolutely.
Give us a chance to.
Absolutely. No, you're spot on about it all, man. I think that it sounds like your pain turned you into an even greater king, right? Because you had to evolve in order to deal with your circumstances, so you got better from it. I would even say that through it all, you became a better communicator, because that's the key for any relationship.
Communication is not the key. It's the door. It's the lock. It's the knob.
Oh, okay.
It's everything.
Yeah.
You know what
Oh,
I'm
I was trying. I had to. I'm sorry, Just. I'm over here. You gonna say it on camera? I'm like, oh, this nigga just say communication.
Yeah.
It's everything.
Yeah.
Because more so than it's not even communication. It's understanding.
Yes. Yes.
And now, listen, I read the Quran and I read the Bible, but I love the Bible for this because it says, in all you're getting, get understanding. Like, if you don't get understanding, it don't matter what you went through, you're going to have to go through it again.
Yep.
Till you
know
pass
what I'm
that
saying?
test.
So all you're getting, get understanding.
Yep.
That means that, like it's revelation plus definition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we need.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you spot on.
Yeah. You want to join the show? Goddammit,
you spot on.
I love the whole platform.
Thank you.
Like, I even got homeboys that know I'm on the platform and they sit back and lurk. I be like, yo, you a lurking ass nigga. These niggas come down to the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? You probably gonna see this and come down to the barbershop, be like, yeah, nigga, I know you was talking about me. I'm like, yeah, I was. yo, let me tell you something. Yo, you out here in these streets, you know what I'm saying? I love it.
Thank you.
I'm a willing participant.
You are.
You know what I'm saying? I love everything that y'all got going on. I would love to speak on any topic that I have some information on. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And like relationship-wise, raising children, like I'm with that. I love everything y'all got going on. I was glad I was able to catch y'all tonight.
Thank you, because you are fairly new in CCS, and you always participating. So I do appreciate you not just being another looker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
And listen, man, much respect too for the for the perception too, because I truly believe what you stated. I am a firm believer that how you see it helps you hold each moment. So you're absolutely correct, man. Perception is everything. How do you perceive it? And if you perceive it correctly, you can actually judge it correctly. Most people make mistakes judging a moment, putting a period where it should be a comma. And they don't understand that it ain't over, but I'm still changing. But you didn't judge me and you ain't give me a chance to show you who I was going to be.
Put myself in your position.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All we know is us. All we know is where we stand.
Mm-hmm.
But like sometimes, like it's all about humbling yourself.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And taking a minute to see what someone else sees and see what else feel what someone else feels.
Let somebody have that moment.
Like we are extremely we are emotional beings, and we are communicable beings. Like we need to communicate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Isolation, that is mental illness.
Oh, look, now you're talking your language now.
Well, hold on, say that again.
Isolation is mental illness.
The desire to isolate is mental illness.
I gotta. Now that's where I gotta disagree with you, King, because isolation is where I'm molded.
We were created.
Yeah, we're not supposed to. I need those moments though.
Man needs woman.
Of course.
To create life.
Of course.
So you have to be communicable.
Of course, but I can't be. Me and my wife can't be in a refining process together. Somebody got to be okay while I'm grinding.
That is true.
Well, so mentally, there are moments in my process where isolation is mandatory so that I can become the king I need to be for the moment. I'm not saying that it needs to be sustained. I'm just simply saying
See,
that.
now, let me give you this perspective. Now, isolation is only needed when two are trying to think alike.
Exactly.
Okay, but the thing is, you're not supposed to think alike. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to think the same.
Yeah, you know what? You got to hold that.
I disagree, man.
I think we're going to have another show with y'all
I disagree, man, because
to figure this out.
I disagree with that one, man.
I love it.
Think the same.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
It's to think together.
Well, I mean, yes.
But together.
Well, we
gotta agree to disagree on that one, because I do believe some people need to isolate because they gotta heal, right? You come out of a bad relationship, you have to be on your own. You gotta learn who you are.
Now I'm talking about in a co-op. I'm not talking about when you coming out of being hurt and you're coming out of pain. I'm talking about when you're together.
Well, you can't generalize the statement then, man.
It's not to think the same, but to think together, to plan together.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, that's a broad statement. I mean, because it's situational. It's different for every person, and each person is gonna have a different truth. One person may need isolation in a certain season, and another person may not. One person may need to think differently than my wife at times has to maintain a certain level of sanity while I'm holding and I'm wilding out. She ain't thinking like I'm thinking in that moment, but I need her to hold it down until I can come back right.
You understand? I said not think the same, but think together.
I don't know. That sounds the same to me.
Yeah.
We're going
to have to figure this out.
Listen.
So Toya, wait a minute, just because Toya said, I know what he mean though. Okay, well, Toya, I need you to try to explain.
Yeah, what does that mean? Like when you say think together.
Can I call you?
Goddamn. Let me give you this, and then I'm a smash out so you can get somebody else in.
All right.
Listen, thinking the same and thinking together is this is what there's a main objective, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the man has his perspective. The woman has her perspective. They both state them out fully, but then they come together collectively to make sure that the goal is accomplished. It's not thinking the same. It's making sure that the goal is accomplished, because this is the thing about the X and Y chromosome, right? Man is XY. Right? We think in the pattern of just getting a job done. But the woman thinks in the pattern of like, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if this happens? They think comprehensively. So to collectively get the job done, I have to listen to her. She has to listen to me completely without any interjection, so that we can come collectively and get the job done. That's it. Let her come in and see what she said.
Listen, I'll say this too, Jess.
Yes.
I agree with a portion of what you're saying, but I do disagree with another portion of what you're saying, just simply because
That's cool.
As a man, I struggle with anxiety. So there are moments where I am the guy who's saying, what if this and what if that? And then that's when my wife, the other me, comes in and says, we got to settle down a little bit. And that I am truly thinking differently than my wife is. She has to ground me in certain moments, but I have to be able to allow her to lead me in those moments, right? Because I am absolutely thinking completely different than what she's thinking, and she's able to ground me in those moments. But then there's moments where that happens vice versa. She's thinking and she's off the charts with her thinking, but I'm able to come in and calm the moment with my perspective, right? So I just simply believe that there are moments that we do think differently, but we become versatile to be able to collectively, like you said, come together with a solution. But sometimes I don't have that solution and my wife does. And then there are times where if she doesn't have that solution and I do. And there's also times where I have to separate, she has to separate in order to be able to have a clear perspective.
You have to think together. It's not about like, I got the answers. It's not about she got, it's like us coming together. Like now I'm gonna go back to the Bible again. The Bible says, this is another thing that I love about the Bible. It says, come. let us reason together. That's the epitome of us thinking together. Not the same.
Nah.
Let us come, sit down, break down our differences, reason together, and come collectively to an agreement that we feel as though helps the greater good of the one unit that we're trying to form. You feel me?
I understand what you say. I do believe in compromise. But it just sounds like you're taking someone else's thoughts.
Nah, I ain't gonna even go into that. Let me stop.
Well, thank you for calling in tonight.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I feel them, and
In certain ways, yeah.
we
I
here,
agree with certain
we
things.
debate, all the time, and we ain't gonna always agree. And I know it's a little difficult because it's saying that, of course, we can come together and we can come up with a solution,
Sure.
but we got to be able to listen and
Right.
be understanding. But if we're both being bulls in that moment,
Right.
somebody got to
to-
take the stand
Yeah,
to
somebody
be
gotta
like,
step back.
let me step back, because then that goes back to what we've talked about tonight, to what we discussed in the group is, when you are having a moment, you need space.
Yeah.
I just did a post in the group, Candy Caught a Secret. Make sure you join it, go follow it, like, subscribe, all of that. And where they were in the comments saying, and we talked about it on the last show as well with the Battle of the Sexes, where they were saying, you cannot tell somebody how long it takes them to cool off and have a moment.
Right.
So then it's just funny, because now we hear this week, it's like no, there is no need for any isolation. Come together
you have
and
to.
think, but you have to take that moment to
Processing.
say, hold on.
I have to process.
We definitely think differently anyway. Men and women are just wired differently. You know what I mean?
There's a reason why there's a second me.
Yeah.
There's a reason why if I'm not married, there's a reason why I'm incomplete.
Yeah.
So I need the different her that can come in and give me what I need, what I cannot see. Do you see what I'm saying? And in that sense, that is a different way of thinking in certain moments.
Yeah.
And the thing is this, like I've gotten into when me and my wife, I'm learning how to communicate with her. I'm learning how to love her differently, right? So, there's times where I think as a man, I got to solve her problem, right?
Yeah.
Because she's coming to me and she's thinking a certain way.
Yeah.
But my thinking is, let's solve the problem. Her thinking is, don't say nothing. I just want you to hear me talk. So I've gotten into a place where I'm saying, is this a moment where you just need to vent, or do you want to solve? And there are times where you just hear me out. And I ain't got to say a thing. There are times where I don't have to give her my thinking.
Yeah.
There are times where I just simply have to be available. You know what I mean? But the thing is, yes, I do believe in compromise. Yes, I do believe that you do have to come together. But I do sometimes I say to myself, I don't agree. I understand the way that you're thinking. You gave me a different perspective, and I am now going to release the way I thought about it, and we're gonna go your way.
And then there may be a time where I'm not fucking feeling what you're saying. And that's just what it's going to be.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not going to feel what you're saying. And it's funny that you said that, because like I've recently experienced that, where, I'm on the phone and I'm just going off and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I'm like, oh my God, your reaction, and why are you saying this? And she said to me, is this a conversation where we both going to be able to talk? Or do you want me just to listen? Or do you want me to be that ear? Or do you want me to be able to listen and comment and give you some advice and some direction?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I know for me, when I'm in the heat of a moment, you like, when we're upset, you guys, give us a heart and a thumbs up if you're here, when you're growing through trauma, through everything, your triggers, everything comes.
Yep.
Like, all your programmings come at once when you grow. Yep. Like, those who really know what it really feel like to grow knows what happens when something is triggered and all your dysfunctional programmings are running at once.
Yeah.
You have to have that time to be able to say, hold up. Let me disdain the facts from reality, the truth from the fiction, and let me really see what's going on. Let me try to put my anger, my emotions in this and put it down. So when you are heightened like that, there is no way I'm going to come to you, dude, and want to hear anything you have to say. And I don't understand that, because I just experienced that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm like, if it wasn't for her saying, let me know what you want me to do. I'm not dismissing your feelings. I know you pissed off.
Yep.
I know you want to vent. I
Yep.
know you're angry. I know you're upset. But what do you need from me in this moment? Am
Right.
I going to be that person that's listening to you?
Right.
Or are you here for some direction? But I have to know, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and listen to you make no crazy decision.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
And do something that's going
Right.
to get you in trouble or something. So it's like, you do need that voice of
sometimes
reason sometimes
you need. Sometimes I need my wife to be different from me. Sometimes I need my wife to give me a different perspective.
because I know in moments for myself, if once upon a time when I was a hoodlum, if
we was all young and dumb in one season. I'm telling you now.
two of me in the middle of an issue, that ain't gonna work. And, but these are things that you learn as you grow.
Right. I'll even take it a step further, right? I'll take it a step further, right? And to go back to what Jess was saying, right? Coming together and think about it in a moment. There are times where I let my wife be wrong. There's times where it's not worth the fight because it doesn't manipulate the reality.
Okay.
So for me to allow her to do something a certain way or think a certain way or be a certain way without it being able to alter our relationship, our reality, it's not worth the fight.
Yeah.
So there's times where I just allow her to be her. There's times where I allow her to be different, but that's a testimony to how safe she feels, right? Can I be different than you? We do not have to always think the same. I do not want to control my wife. I don't want to control your thoughts, and I don't want you to feel restricted, right? So if I make up a plan, because we got kids, all of them in sports, right? But we have businesses and we have jobs and all of that kind of stuff. So there's times where I don't agree with the way she wants to handle the schedule. But then it's like, okay, whatever, do your thing, because it's just simply not worth the fight, and I can be in the way you want it to be. There's times where I don't agree with the kitchen. There's times where I don't agree with the bathroom, but I don't want to fight about that.
Okay.
So I can just come in there and use the bathroom with the pink stuff. I can just you know what I mean? I can let my wife be different in certain moments and it not dictate my reality. It not manipulate my reality. And in those ways, I mean,
Not the pink stuff.
She can be different. You're allowed to be different. And if my wife needs moments, there's times when my wife needs to isolate. She has to find herself, right? Her walk in life is not my walk in life too, right? She's an individual, right? So there's certain things that she needs. Can I identify those things, or do I have to control her? No, we have to talk about this right now.
Yeah.
And she ain't ready. Yeah. She ain't even processed.
And that's how you say hurtful things. That's how more conflict comes.
Right.
That's how past pain comes and you're throwing up. You get I call it the mud slinging.
Right.
I don't know, Jess. I think that we're going to all have a trio conversation one day.
Jess, it sounds like you're trying to control her, man. I don't know. Be honest with you. But I'm not saying that that's the case, because I know your testimony is to bring it together and to solve the problem. But the problem is, how do you solve that? I said it before, can you move and allow them to have the moment? Do you have enough strength to say to yourself, this is okay. I can make this be okay.
I can honestly say, before we go to the comments, I used to battle. I had to learn how to do that. Because it was like, no, I need to know. You want to talk to me now. Yeah. What's your feelings? Let me do this. I need to know. I'm trying to, you want to have that protecting, that nurturing. Yeah. And but you have to be able to say, and I don't know. I'm still,
just call him back.
He call him back. Yeah, ain't nobody about to sit here and argue with you, boy.
Just, listen, Just. All I'm saying to you is this.
Call him back, y'all.
Listen, all I'm saying to you is this. There are times where I allow her to be. That's it, right? Mm-hmm. And that comes through me offering her grace because of the way she offered me grace. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? She literally forgave me for things she may not have. So there are things that I allow because it's just simply, it ain't all right. We're not gonna die if we do this her way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And in those ways, I can be submissive. I can say to myself, I'm going to take a step back and I'm going to let you do your thing and lead. And if it works, right? There are multiple ways to get to a destination.
That is so dope, though. Wait a minute, you just said something so important, because even in, within the group with the different conversations we see, I have not seen many men say that they are okay with being submissive.
Oh, it's a part. Listen,
They always want to be the macho.
You know when you learn how to be submissive? When you go back to your heart and submit to the pain you had. That's where you learn that lesson.
Okay.
I have to submit to what happened to me because I can't control it. I have to be able to allow that.
Yeah.
That happened.
Yeah.
I have to get up under it. I have to nurture it. And I have to let it, I have to smooth this thing out.
Yeah.
I have to become okay with what happened.
Okay.
But then you learn how, through life, to give your wife grace to allow her to do it her way in certain moments. I'm not saying that there are times when we have to be, this is,
Yeah.
right? But that's communication, skills in communicating.
Yeah.
How can you communicate? But there are times that I offer my wife grace just simply because of how she offered me grace and the process that I had to go through in order to become.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's give and take. I have to submit to every change that happens into my life. I have to submit to becoming a loan officer. I have to submit to who I have to become, what I have to let go of, how I have to cut off my flesh in order to become a podcaster or a business owner. That's just simply things that I have to let go of and get up under and be okay with.
Well, go ahead. Let's go to the comments. Bentlow said the best way to listen is with your heart and not your ears.
Insight. I like it. You got to have some vision, B. Who was that? Who said that?
Bentlow Byron.
Bentlow Byron, man. Yes. I believe that too, King. You got to be able to look inwardly to be able to look outwardly. I agree with you.
Yeah, that is dope. It says, that's what Howard says. Howard says, you gotta
what's up, man?
Sometimes.
I didn't even know you. Yeah.
You gotta let them be wrong sometimes.
Yeah. You know too, bro, because we go to the basement together. Yeah, there's times where I just go to the basement and just chill. Like, let's let her have them on, whatever.
Yeah. You gotta be able to do that. David said, definitely depends on the chemistry of the couple.
Sure.
Personality of both.
Without doubt.
I happen to know I'm the hyper one. Yeah, and I always say that, David. Like, that is so important. Like, with anything, before we get out of here, you gotta know who you are. You gotta be real and know who you are and know where your issues are and deal with them accordingly. And if you know your marriage can't handle a bunch of foolishness, don't bring no foolishness. If you know your relationship can't handle you just doing what you want to do, or you always got to be the one with the opinion and all that, you have to know if you can deal with that. You know?
Let me say this. All right, marriage is meant to be the opposite of you.
Okay.
In order for you to create the chemistry, like he just said, that you need, you can do it. You can create that chemistry. But in order to do that, in order to create that chemistry, you have to be willing to change. There are portions of you that you will have to let go of, right? Remember I said it takes strength to allow a person to have a moment. Just like you're imperfect and you acknowledge that you're imperfect and you have to change, bro, your wife got to change too. She has imperfections and you have to be understanding of those imperfections. The same way you need grace is the same way she does too. And you can't be upset at the fact that you got to help her heal too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you got daddy issues, so do she.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She is you. Right.
She's you.
No,
covenant.
we understand that.
Yo, it's the opposite side. Look, covenant is a circle, right? Father, I know we might not be spiritual here. I'm sorry, but it's just who I am.
I'm spiritual.
Yeah, so Father, everything works in cycles, right? The sun is a circle, the moon is a circle, the sun comes up and the moon goes down, and then the moon comes up and then the sun goes down. Seasons, fall comes and then winter comes and then spring comes, and then it's all a cycle, right? It's all flow. Our blood, it pumps through our heart, goes through our body, comes back to the heart. It's all flow. It's a circle. It's covenant, right? So your ring, this right here is a circle because she completes the circle.
Go ahead.
She completes the circle. So that means she now comes in and gives you a portion you couldn't get without her. Acknowledge that, and if you do, you'll see her value and you'll be willing to change for her.
Yeah, you goddamn boy. This boy, you got to come back because this is. Oh, I love it because you get what I get.
Most men don't want to let it go.
You know, we get the whole universe thing, and you are putting out what you want, and all of that, because it is true. And you said the flow and the moon, and I always say that life is one big classroom, and everyone comes for a reason, a season, and to teach you a lesson and to teach you something, and you have to be willing to learn, or not. You're going to keep getting the same test, just with different people.
Same result.
Same result. That is insane.
Yeah.
That is insane. So you have to, like, he said all night, you have to heal yourself.
Yep.
And you can't place, fellas, the blame of what your issues are and your demons are onto your woman. Because that ain't her fight.
Yep. As you heal, you everything around you changes. And there are times where you do got to leave the girl you were never supposed to be with. You was not supposed to be with her. There are times where that happens, but then there's also times where you fix what you like. I believe that my wife was a care package. She was broken. I had to put them pieces together. We built this kingdom. Okay. We built this kingdom. We hurt through it though. Yeah.
And
we
that's the
grinded
thing.
through it.
But that's the one thing too that people have to forget, that they forget, is that you have two ways to learn.
Yep.
You can either go learn through love, or you can learn through pain. You know what I'm saying? Are you tired of getting your lessons through pain? Or do you want to get your lessons through love? And I'm not talking about the intimacy love with a person.
No, it's
just
who
the
you are. God is love.
God is love.
God is love. Yeah, and his spirit is in you. So the way you understand life is through a heart. If a man hurts me, right, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna feel anger, right? And there are times I might slap somebody, but then there's also times where
when you slap people, you slap yourself.
Right, that's what I was gonna say. Okay. There are times where you acknowledge that, man, I shouldn't have did it that way. I shouldn't have carried it that way, and that's when love comes back in. That's when love starts to make you reflect.
And then you get the lesson again to see how you're gonna handle it.
See if you can offer love in the moment.
Yeah.
Can you allow somebody else to take the moment? It takes strength to do that.
It does. It does. It really
Because you have to let go of every feeling. You got to sacrifice your feelings for yo. You got to let your be wrong while he wilding you out.
And you have to fucking ignore ego.
Yeah.
I was just told that God is not ego. God is not going to tell you go over here and punch this man in his face.
Yeah.
You just have to listen and put ego and pride all to the side. Because pride and ego will get you hurt, killed, let down, disappointed, and just keep on, broken people. Hurt people. You just
pride got Lucifer's ass kicked out of heaven. Excuse my language. I don't even know if I'm supposed to. My bad. I ain't even cut y'all.
No, you can go with
everybody. Oh yeah, it's candicoatedsecrets. All right. But yeah, man, pride, you gotta let go of that, man, because pride is a pride to make you control your wife, Just. It will be.
Yeah, it definitely,
This was a dope conversation.
It was
easy too. It wasn't hard.
No.
Sometimes it's hard.
Yeah, it can be.
This was dope.
It's also the energy.
I believe that too.
It's the energy that goes. I really, truly appreciate it. I went over the show.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, it's 9 freaking 30.
Dang. I'm back.
But no, you're good. I appreciate it because I could do this all day. But at the end of it all, peace. What comment you want to read?
No, I was just. That seemed a little lengthy. I was thinking to myself, what did he say?
All right, well, go ahead. Read. What did he say?
I really need her.
We're going to teach Ryan how to read the comments with our glasses.
Yeah, constantly chasing the bag. Bro, yes. And that's the difference that I'm talking about. There's times where you get consumed with the grind, and there's times you get consumed with becoming who you are literally trying to become. And in those moments, you are laser focused.
Yeah.
And you need redirection. And that's a prime example when you need your wife to be different from you.
Yes. So this is what he says, because Ryan ain't reading because he can't see without his glasses.
I know. I'm getting old, man.
What
I got a
David
17-year-old, y'all.
He said, I literally need her to be my peace. I worry constantly about not having what we need to live, bills, etc. Hard for me to be still. I'm constantly chasing the bag. This can appear as neglect on the outside. Hold on, because it disappeared. Lord, hold on. On the outside, but on the inside, I worry about our well-being. But I always say that too. You know, I don't like a man that just want goddamn work all the time.
Oh, then you can't have it both ways.
You can't
now.
just want to work all the time.
You got to. That's where you got to sacrifice that, because you are not gonna get both. You're not gonna get a man that's busy, that's about his business, about becoming, about grinding, and then you talking about you want all this time. It takes time to become, right? So that time you want him to sacrifice of becoming is you being in a moment. That's manipulation and selfishness. Yeah. In certain ways.
But you have to also know your person's love language.
Well, that's where communication comes in. First of all, can you learn how to love me that way, right? Can you be strategic? Can you be strategic with me? Do you know me enough to move me without telling me to move?
You hear that?
Can you be straight? And that's just your wife knowing who you are. Like my wife comes to me and in certain ways, and I find out afterward. Right? There's times where I come in the house and she say, babe, what you want to eat? Do you want this, and this, right? And she points out strategically what I might want so that I don't want what she wants in the refrigerator. and she moves me on that. But she does that in my struggles too. She knows I can't just come straight to him because he gonna bug out. So I have to get him away to relax. I have to love him through that. Like
it is manipulation.
And that's my thing. Like, can you be strategic with me? Can you love me in a certain way? And then that way I can meet you. Yeah. Right? Because
collectively, we'll just say collectively.
Covenant, circle, my other half. Yeah.
Yeah. He wants you to meet him. That definitely is. You know, it's just, this was great. Yeah, I really
Did y'all enjoy it, man? Yeah. I got some people on here.
Did y'all enjoy
I'm sorry, man. Hey, what's up, y'all?
Instagram, I neglect
Walt, I appreciate you coming in. Dimples, hey, what's up, girl? Brittany, what's going on?
Look at him. He doing his shout outs.
My bad.
Y'all make sure y'all go, no, you good, man. Y'all make sure y'all go over
I appreciate
to
y'all
Instagram, okay?
In, Boogie,
and follow us on all platforms. But also, I want you guys, before you do that, you go over to True Kings, that's Ryan, and also go over to Ryan Dunston, click his link in his bio. Tell them about your podcast when you go on. Come on.
You know what? I got to get better with that, man. I take this humble thing too far, but sometimes, sometimes I don't like to boast and I don't like to brag. I just like to get out there and get it done. But yes, please, man, go out there and check out my podcast, man. The first season is strictly about how men can, you got to process, right? I talk about anger, right? I talk about change, right? I talk about, how to get through failure. We talk about a little bit of relationships, we talk about how men think. You know what I mean? We really talking about some real stuff, man. The Ryan Dunston podcast, Words from a Humble King. You can check it out. You can get the link on True Kings. You can tap that link there, or you can tap it on Ryan_Dunston_. That link is in there as well. Also, man, community efforts.
I just pinned it in the comments.
Yeah, and also community efforts, man. Hometown Lenders, man. I work for a mortgage firm who truly believes into investing into our communities and closing the wealth gap. So one of the dopest things about this mortgage firm, like no other, there is no other mortgage firm that cares the way that Hometown cares the way that Gene, my boss, man, Gene Frazier, he literally wants to give without having to ask for anything back. So we want to...
About houses, right?
No, like any way we can invest. So our goal is to, first of all, mentorship, financial literacy mentorship, right? Coming out there, investing into kids, right? Next generation, making sure that we're doing all kinds of projects, man, and to make sure that kids get this financial information and understanding, so before they get out into the world, so that they can come out.
Yeah, you just had an event.
Yeah,
y'all just had like 2 of them. You had the back to school one, and then there was another one.
Yep.
I'll be fine. Let me tell y'all. I'm not a lurker on the internet. Social media. To me, social media.
Yeah.
The point is to be social.
Yes.
So I before you go, I definitely, want to give you your praises and your flowers while you're here.
Thank you. I appreciate
because
that.
I actually watch you. I get joy out of watching you. I truly do.
Thank you.
With everything you're doing. My schedule just be so busy. I keep saying I'm gonna come out there to one of those functions just because it's just amazing with what you do. And you guys, if you guys have any kids, any boys, right? Just all boys?
No, and listen,
Just
man,
all
it's
boys?
all truth. But yes, I do.
Okay.
I like to speak life into men. I mentor men. I like to speak life into men. I like to speak life into kids, to children. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong.
Hit him up, because the boy got
Please,
lots.
because we have resources. Even if you have daughters, I can point you into the right direction. If you want us to come out hometown, we can come out and help you love on any community that you got. Whatever efforts or ventures that you're involved in, we can come out and help you out and get that done. But yeah, I mean, that's me.
What made you do that?
Love.
Okay.
Love, man.
Love.
Yeah, I struggled. Like, you do not understand how hard my life was. Like, my life was hard. Most people don't know. You know, you only get the surface. You go to high school, you don't really know what you're dealing with. You go to school, nobody really deals. But my thing is, like, we struggled. So through all of that, I wanted to say to myself, not only am I going to raise some proper kings, I wanted to make sure that other kings got what I did not get, man. And that's the effort. That's the effort. That's the love. And to be able to partner with hometown lenders, or to work for hometown lenders, it's just, it gives me a chance. It gives me a platform in a way with resources to come out and love on kids, families, all kinds of communities without having to bug them for something back. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. I mean, hit me up. That's like she said, social media, hit me up. Ryan_Dustin. Let's talk. Anything you got going on, hit me, watch the podcast. I appreciate all the love. Thank you so much. I receive it all.
And also, too, let me let you in on a little secret, because everything's always a secret. So someone who, the young lady that seen you on my show, the very first time, she ended up following you. She ended up joining, CCS, and we talked. And you've exchanged words with her before.
Have I?
Mm-hmm. Because she was following your podcast and stuff. Okay. And she said that, watching that show and, talking to me and watching the show with you, we helped her leave.
Ah, that's dope.
Her husband that, made all these kids and was cheating with the nurse. But now she told me she moved to another state. She's remarried. So, and she's doing very well. And she just was like that. We gave her the courage to walk away and better self, So I wanted you to know that, because you didn't know that.
I did not.
So I want to tell you thank you for even helping, someone on my platform, whom I don't even know her, never met her. She lived in Nashville. Never met this woman. And so every now and again, I always check in and check up on her, and she always says the same thing, like, I'm so glad. She's like, oh, I'm not as active, but I always say those who need to hear it will hear it, and gravitate to it. Yeah. But I wanted you to know that. I wanted to tell you thank you.
I receive it. Oh my gosh. Impact.
And didn't even know you.
Wow.
You did that. So I just want to tell you thank you on behalf of CCS. I always say, reach one, teach one, as long as we make it a difference. So I wanted you to know that you helped someone get the courage to love themselves more. Yeah. And now she is happily ever after somewhere else. So.
Love you, Queen. Keep pushing. Yeah. My God. You're going to make me cry.
So you guys, I just want to tell you, he said, well, God bless her. Yes, God bless her, And you guys were great tonight. You guys tuned in. I appreciate you guys, adjusting to the new time change here at Candy Coated, at 8 o'clock. Go over to the YouTube channel, all of them, and subscribe, like, comment. Can't do it alone. Thank you guys for all the donations that you've done. I say all the time, just helping me build my platform and being here. I want to know what's going on with the people, the real people, and get into it, because a lot of times we always hear about the negative stuff.
Yeah.
And I know that we live in a world that just really is just attracted to drama.
Yeah.
And if it ain't nonsense, don't nobody want to pay.
Positive ain't popular.
I like that. Yeah, positive ain't popular. Ain't. But you know what? I'm going to hold on to still trust this process, regardless, because somebody needs it.
Yeah, the impact still got to be done. Yeah.
Somebody need it. So, thank you guys for joining in, watching us. If you are not a member of Candy Coated Secrets Facebook group, go click the button. Go follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah, tell all these people too, man. I didn't even know they was in here. What's up, y'all?
Everything. I love him being
up,
here. Just
man?
don't get him.
Appreciate y'all.
Right up my alley, Hey, y'all over here with Ryan.
Yeah,
You feel me?
I didn't even. I'm sorry, man.
No, you good.
I appreciate y'all tuning in too.
Thank
man.
you guys for watching. Make sure you go over, like, subscribe, and do all that good stuff too. I appreciate you guys for being here. Instagram, I appreciate you guys being here. Lord Daddy, you got to come back. Matter of fact, I'm probably have to call you after this because I need you here too. And I just want to say thank you. I want you to come and do a show by yourself. Even if it ain't here, but I'm gonna figure that out.
I want you to come manage my podcast. This is dope. This is dope.
Thank you. So it's hard being a one-man army out here. Got to flick this, click this, do this. We hiring. We are training and hiring. So I just want to say thank you guys for joining us and watching us tonight. Be better. Make today better than yesterday, or make tomorrow better than that. Procrastination is nothing but the enemy. You can do anything that you put your mind to. Love yourself, heal yourself, and everything around you will be better, as the words of the King has said. Anything else?
Thank you. I appreciate it. No, man, it's been a joy. I love all of y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I didn't even think that y'all would want to hear what I had to say. So I am grateful. No,
I wanted to hear what you
I'm grateful, man. I'm grateful. Like I said, positive ain't popular. So 9 times out of 10, it's not going to get 5,000 likes just because we trying to love on some folk, man. So I just appreciate y'all tuning in. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm taking that. Positive ain't popular. Stolen in a borrow.
Nah, so take it.
At least I asked you. Motherfuckers take my shit. That's another story. Thank you. I truly appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Okay? Enjoy.
And I see y'all, man.